We are live NBA playoff DFS preview, windailysports.com. Oh, these NBA playoffs are getting, I don't know about you, Stoweby. My name is Jon Jansen, joined by my guy, David Stowe at Stoweby. It's getting hard to watch. Like, everybody's hurt.
Yeah.
Not only is everybody hurt, but like, I don't know, the game quality sucks. It's not been great. I was loving it up until we got to the Western and Eastern Conference Finals. We got a game or two that was good out of the Western Conference Finals. We got one good game out of the Eastern Conference, and it's been kind of dud. It's been bad.
Yeah, it really has been. It's been tough to watch, and now, like we were talking about, with no Giannis and no Trey, tomorrow it's going to be fun for DFS purposes as far as lineup construction. We'll probably get a unique winner, if I would have to guess, just because of the, your high-end chalk guys. There's going to be a lot of different avenues that people can take, but it's not fun for real life. You want your studs and your stars to be playing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like watching preseason football. I want to watch Giannis. I want to watch Trae Young. I want to watch this is making me yearn for that NBA play-in game between LeBron and Steph. It makes me yearn for that again. Give me great basketball players doing great basketball player things. The only one that's really living up to it is Paul George. Other than that, it's been done.
Yep. Oh yeah. It's definitely tough to watch. I mean, you really in this scenario, I give LeBron a hard time. I'm kind of an admitted LeBron hater, but the injury stuff that he was talking about, it does seem like it has some merit to it, because when was the last time you got no Kawhi, you got no Giannis, now you got no Trey? I mean, this would have been a pretty interesting, Final Four group of teams, but aside from Phoenix, we got nothing.
And look, maybe if Kawhi was back, the Clippers would be somewhat interesting. The Suns are an interesting team, but let's face it, not really playing that well. Like, Mikal Bridges and Jay Crowder have been kind of silent. Devin Booker hasn't necessarily been his best self. Chris Paul's been out because of health and safety protocol. It's terrible. Yeah, even the dog is like, it sucks. It just stinks.
Yep. She was in here napping, and she decided to go ahead and get loud. Hold on just a minute. Let me tell her to be quiet.
No, you're good. You're good. So what we're going to do, windailysports.com. You can check out everything we have to offer today, not just for NBA. We do have an NBA breakdown from David, but we also have Major League Baseball. Rocket Mortgage Classic is tomorrow. Seeing Najad and the team and everybody else, Isaiah, all of them have some stuff up over at windailysports.com. And check out the projection models, cheat sheets, optimizers, all of it to help you out with golf, DFS. And as you're sitting in lineups, please have those open. And we always remind you too, David, Ghost, who's out for now the next 2 years apparently. I don't know when he's going to come back.
He'll be back right before the Super Bowl.
Right. It's going to feel like 10 years. It's only about 10 days. But Ghost, and you say it all the time, keep all of these things open as you're setting your lineups. It helps with the last minute decisions. It helps with some value plays, matchups, all of that. It helps you out with. So windailysports.com. So as we're speaking about that, let's go to it. We are going to go to the DFS showdown slate tonight. PG 17 plus assists and rebounds. That would have to go for it. I would say yes, only if Zubac is out though, because I don't know if the rebounds, because the assist should be there. It's just the rebounds.
Well, he's been killing it on the rebounds lately. He's at 13, 16, and 15 in his last three. So I think he can get 17 assists and rebounds. I mean, it's there. He's carrying the weight. So either way, even if Zubac plays, if a guy's going to be a game time decision at this point in the year, he's not going to be 100%. So I'm okay with it no matter what. If Zubac plays, because we just don't know what condition that knee is going to be in.
So speaking of a center, we'll go to the other team center, DeAndre Ayton, because the last couple of times he's been in the captain spot, because he's provided a lot of great minutes and a lot of great production. And he's not too high of a price here to put as your captain. But are we able to do that today? He had probably the worst game of the series in the last game. Not really his best production-wise. So Are we going back to the well? Is that meaning we're going away from DeAndre Ayton now? How are we using DeAndre Ayton? I imagine he's still going to be in the lineup, but are we going to use him in the captain spot the way we kind of have the past couple of games?
I still feel fine about going back to the well with Aiden in the captain spot. Personally, I have no problems with it. It all kind of falls back to Zubac because he's been playing pretty well underneath, and he's kind of been limiting Aiden's production a little bit. I mean, he's had a good game. He had that 60 DK point game a few nights ago, but I feel fine going right back to it with him because what's the shell of Boogie Cousins is not gonna stop Ayton if Zubac's not on the court. So I feel completely fine going back there with him.
Yeah, I do as well. But it's just that one bad game, but I think the matchup still is kind of ripe for him to have a lot of production here. Yeah, it really is. No matter if Zubac's in or out, I imagine he's going to come back a lot better in this game. So DeAndre Ayton, that means we can't leave Paul George out. Is there one other, I guess, star player, one of these top players that we're looking at? I know Reggie Jackson has had some great production, but does that mean we're putting him in? Devin Booker and Chris Paul, they've kind of been misses for the past couple of games. So are we going with any of them, or is it time to maybe look at a guy like Reggie Jackson and go, okay, he's just going to have way too much production here?
I don't mind Reggie Jackson, but I'm willing to go back to CP3 one more time. If you're talking between Booker and CP3, I prefer Paul just because, when Booker's back, when you have a fully healthy Suns team, I mean, you got a lot of mouths to feed. And while I think he's an absolute beast, he doesn't have to. So
Chris Paul can rack it up in so many ways. In terms of
he's going to be. And if I'm going to have Ayton in there, I like to have Paul there with him just to, you can kind of double dip with the assists. So,
yeah, I think Chris Paul is definitely over Devin Booker for sure. So that means because you have to have any combination of those top players in. I imagine this is the one that we're going to be going with, and I imagine most are going to go with. So that means we got to get a little bit different in some ways, and that means maybe in the mid and definitely lower tier here. How are we going to get different, basically, on the showdown slate?
On the Clipper side, just with all the question marks, you can attack the lower price guys. Like I like Morris. I like where he's at. He's 4,800. Even somebody like a Patrick Beverly or a Luke Kennard. I mean, I know, especially when you get down to Kennard, it's cheap. You don't need a whole lot from them. And if Zubac sits, and I already kind of talked about it in my article, if he does end up sitting, Boogie's not going to play 40 minutes. They're going to need somebody else to come in from center, and that way you can go all the way down to Daniel Aturu, $1,000 minimum priced. He's not going to get you much in terms of points, but if he plays 10 minutes at 1,000 and gives you 8 to 10 fantasy points at 1,000, it allows you to fit all the other studs in. So,
yeah, and we did see DeMarcus Cousins. I imagine if Zubac is out again and Cousins all the way up to 4,800 now, it's just kind of a no play, to be honest, for me. Because I don't know. I don't think you're going to get that much production again out of him. And we saw it earlier. I think it was game 2 or 3. He had a lot of just raw points, but that didn't happen again and basically was non-existent. I knew Zubac out, he's going to have to play, but at 4,800, again, I would rather play somebody like a Pat Beverly over DeMarcus Cousins. Because I know Pat Beverly is going to be out there no matter what. And he's not like Pat Beverly, and Ghost repeats this all the time. He's not great offensively. He's not a great offensive player at all, but he's on the floor. And so that means in turn, he's going to get and find points somewhere. Yeah.
Opportunities. I mean, your ancillary stats add up, especially when you're talking about guys that are 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Those little small ancillary stats, a guy having a 12 to 15 DK point night at 2,300 or whatever, that means the world, because then you can turn around and you can fit your Chris Pauls and you can fit your Aytons, you can fit your Paul Georges and get your high price guys in. And it's just, it makes all the difference. It makes all the difference in this time of the year.
So campaign, I want to bring up, his minutes have been going down. Do you expect them at all to go up again? I think a little bit of it has been the injury, And I don't think he's 100%. I think as they go along, and also the problem is, of course, Chris Paul is back. But his price is, as you just saw in the last 10 games and the 10-game log, he continues to go down. Went from up to 7,600, 6,800, 6,200, and now down to 4K, pretty much 4,200. Is it worth stepping back in with campaign for the, possibility that he gets, maybe a good scoring output?
You could have a share or two of them, but I'm not really going to have a whole lot of campaign in there because there's nothing that indicates his playing time is going to go back up right now. It seems like they're kind of just taking it easy on him. There's no reason to push him out on the court in this scenario. If Phoenix takes control of this game and they get ahead like I think they're going to, if they're going to be comfortable, I don't see any reason why they're going to take a guy out that's nursing an injury. They're just going to let him, play his basic, 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe, and just let him take a breath and get him ready for the finals. Because I don't want to say they're looking over the horizon right now, but they should be able to wrap it up tonight, in my opinion.
They should be able to. Hold on. Now we got to get in closer. You're telling me the Suns? You're taking the Suns tonight?
Oh man, May 20th. I predicted on the social medias the Bucks and the Suns in the finals.
The social medias.
On the social medias, on the chat snaps and the Insta faces.
Insta, yeah. In the grams.
Yep.
I mean, are you willing to take them in this game? Do you think it's game 7? Because if you're betting, it's a pick 'em, so I mean, I think not really like you're laying any points here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Clippers go home tonight. I think the Suns close it out.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I was actually thinking sweep, but they got me on that on that game the other night. It kind of, I was like, man.
Yeah, that was.
I was feeling myself, and then I looked at it in like the third quarter. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be hearing it from everybody. I told that.
So you're taking the Suns tonight. Any other? I know came up with a few Paul George bets, and yes, I would say that if you want to bet Paul George, it would be mostly if you're looking at rebounds and assists, or just rebounds or assists, on their own. But because this point number is just going to be absolutely insane, and it's just not worth betting it, especially his points, rebounds, and assists. Like he's at 30.5 points, and then you go to his point, rebounds, and assists, and he's 46.5. That was 44.5. The game before. So that's going to continue to climb. The only way you can bet some of these star players like Paul George is going in the rebounds and assists. But anything else like that for you today?
No, that's pretty much it. I do like that DeAndre Ayton over 11 rebounds that they that Dennis asked in the questions. That's good. I had a couple of plays on Monkey Knife Fight. I got the article on the website. I don't know if they're still live because they do change quite
sign
a
up
bit,
for Monkey Knife Fight.
Oh yeah, they actually
win daily.
Yes, they are matching your first deposit up to $100, by the way. So they have actually doubled what they were doing last year. So they're giving you even more free money.
Why would you not sign up? Why would you not sign up? Do it.
That's it.
And you can find all the information in that article at windailysports.com. Check out the Monkey Knife Fight article, and all of the information you need about that promotion will be right there for you. So, okay, I guess we got everything in then. So, Paul George, are we going triple-double plus 1,000? No, we can't do that.
I never play triple-doubles unless it's somebody like Westbrook. That's Westbrook for like the second half of the regular season. I'd be willing to do that pretty much any time as long as it was plus money, but I'm not doing that now. And especially not with Paul George in the playoffs. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Paul George rebounds is up to 10.5 right now. Paul George assists at 6.5. Woo! That is a lot for Paul George. So Zubac is out again. Where would you go in the prop market? Because I went and it didn't work because the guy has been getting, when he gets 30 minutes, he's been getting 12 points and his prop is at 11.5. And I thought he would get plenty of time, but I think DeMarcus Cousins ended up stepping in there. But Terrence Mann got the start, didn't really play that much. Who do you think benefits, though, that we can maybe look at in the prop market? I thought it was going to be Terrence Mann yesterday, and he would get over 30 minutes. That didn't happen. But what did you see from that game in Game 5 that you think, if Zubac is out again, who can we go for?
I like Marcus Morris. I think finding his props and going after. I'm not sure exactly what he's sitting at, but if
He's at
Zubac
20
is
and a half
out,
points, rebounds, and assists.
I'd be willing to take that. I mean, if Zubac's out, that's solid right there. I think he clears that no problem.
Yeah, I mean, he's one who could, if he gets the amount of shots and output that we're thinking, he could end up just hitting 20 points
Oh yeah,
raw. You know what I mean?
He played 39 minutes in his last game, so
right.
The volume is there. If he has those minutes with Zubac out, he's gonna take on that offensive role. I know he's not anything special, but when it's been required for him to step in over the years, he's a reasonable offensive player. He's not the best thing in the world, but he can do a little bit of everything. So it's worth taking a look at, and he can play. He can play the 3 and the 4, and they're going to have to play small, but he'll have to do it. They won't have any option.
Now, Batum is the interesting one because he had 30 minutes, and he's the one who, if they really wanted to go small, he would play the 5. But he only put up 2 shots. Batum, I mean, is he just basically are they kind of trying to go away from him offensively? It seems like that guy, I mean, he can shoot, like has some kind of scoring ability, but it seems like they really don't want to go to him. If he has 30 minutes, you would like to bet on some kind of Nicholas Batum, but he's not out there enough. Well, he's out there enough. It's just not productive enough.
Yeah.
It seems.
I mean, he's worth a shot at 3K, 15, 18 DK points. It's just, his usage has gone completely downhill since round 1. I mean, he had a few good games, but it seems like they're steering away from him, and it's just all pretty much what George can handle. And I don't know what to say, because I figured he'd be getting more run than he has been with Kawhi being out, and it just hasn't happened. So I'm not all out on him, but he might be a final piece if I just happen to have 3,200 left in a lineup, but I don't really feel great about it.
No, it's been crazy, because I thought Batum, especially in Game 5, would have, and he got the minutes, but just only putting up 2 shots, and really everything else, like he had 8 rebounds. So if you're looking for that, but I don't even know. I mean, if you're out there 30 minutes, you're going to get boards, especially with the position that he's playing underneath the rim most of the time. He's going to get boards. I just don't know, again, if that's worth putting him in any kind of lineup for that.
Like he's going to be, he'll be a last piece that just happens to, be right there, and I'll take a shot on him. I don't feel confident about it. Like you said, that none of the offense is running through him. It's like they've forgotten he's on the court. So he'll do his role player job. He'll get the boards. He'll go ahead and play defense, and maybe get a steal every once in a while. That's pretty much all you can expect from him.
Yeah, I'm with you though. I'm taking Marcus Morris. I think he's going to be out there close to 40 minutes. I think he's going to be able to get 20 and a half. Look, he basically needs to score close to about 18 points, 17, 18 points for this to happen, because he only had 3 rebounds, 2 assists. But I do expect that to be close to where it is. They need Paul George, Reggie Jackson, and Marcus Morris to put up points. They really don't have anybody outside of that. So I expect Marcus Morris to be involved very heavily offensively. I also expect you to be very heavily utilized for this show going forward for the next.
Oh, yeah. For the next 8 months.
Next 8 months. Yeah. No.
Love you, Ghost.
For the next week and a half, it's going to be Stoweby and I. So I can't wait. Ghost is out. Have a great vacation. There's something happening. There's a Canadian holiday coming up, I think. So happy Canada stuff. I don't know. I should know more. But Ghost is great. Deserved time off. So he's going to be out. So it's going to be Stoweby and I. So we can't wait to do this. Now, we'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, 5 o'clock again. It'll be probably 5 o'clock for the rest of this week. And we'll be back at 6 o'clock starting next week. But that is it for the NBA Playoff DFS preview. Make sure to check out everything, all the tools, WinDailySports.com. Sign up. Promotion 2 months for $44.44. And that promotion expires after July 4th. So make sure to get it before July 4th. 2 months of Win Daily Sports Gold for $44.44. That is a heckin' good deal, and you can sign up right now, WinDailySports.com. That's it for us. We'll be back tomorrow, WinDailySports.com.